Wayan arranged the plates on the dining table as it was time for Jungkook to come home. She was sure he would enjoy the food today. She imagined sitting next to him, holding his hands and enjoying the romantic dinner with him, which made her laugh at his silly thoughts. She clearly knew that he was not that kind of man. He did not know how to love. He did not understand what she felt for him, and her smile instantly disappeared. He has changed a lot these days. In those days, he would at least sit and have dinner with her, but now he stopped giving even that little happiness to her. During those days, whenever she talked to him, he at least tried to communicate with her, but now he never let her near him. While she was lost in thought, the door opened and Jungkook slowly walked in, bringing her back to her senses. He sat down on the couch, loosening his tie. He looked more tired than usual today. Wayan immediately went to the kitchen and brought a glass of water for him. She walked toward the couch and extended him a glass of water, but Jungkook did not even glance at her before he motioned her to leave with his hands, but she ignored him and stood still. She then saw him struggling to remove his tie. So she placed the glass on the table and went over to him to help him, but he leaned back and glared at her as he put her hands on his tie. I will remove it myself. I told you many times not to disturb me after coming from home from office. Why is it so hard for you to understand? She swallowed hard and fixed her eyes on the floor. She was always afraid to look into his eyes. He looked very scary when he got angry. His dark orbs were now staring deeply at her. No need to act like my wife. From my point of view, this marriage is nothing. You don't have to try hard to make it work. It cannot, so don't try, he said, instantly bringing tears to her eyes. I repeat, don't try to get close to me. You'll regret it later, he said heartlessly, ignoring her cries. Her body trembled at his words. It broke her heart. Will her life end in this darkness? She was scared to think about her future. But as always, she shrugged her thoughts that everything would come to an end and she was going to live a happy life with him. She said that in mind and strengthened herself. Then he got up from the couch and walked towards his room. Wayan was worried. She had prepared everything for him, but now he left without eating. She blinked a few times, trying to figure out how to calm him down and get him to eat. She then immediately ran to him and grabbed his shirt from behind to stop him from going into his room. He got irritated when she grabbed his shirt, but he closed his eyes and tried his best to stay calm. She came in front of him and asked him to have dinner in her sign language, but she instantly regretted when he stared at her fiercely, his menacing gaze making her swallow hard. He looked terrifying. She immediately took a few steps back, frightened by his threatening gaze. I already had it. You eat and sleep. Don't bother me again. I'm not in the mood to make you understand anything. Just leave. Saying that, he entered his room and closed the door. Why did he have to be like that? Why won't he talk to her? Why won't he share anything with her? Is it because she was mute? Is that why he did not like talking or spending time with her? Tears filled her eyes as she slowly made her way to the dining table. She took all the food from the table and put it in the fridge. She really wanted someone to hug her and comfort her, talk to her and to understand her. She was home alone during the day, and at night, even if he did not talk, she was always excited to see Jungkook. But these days it was becoming difficult for her. She wanted him to talk to her. She wanted to feel his warmth. She wanted him to love her. She wanted him to take her on a date. She started loving him more, and now she couldn't tolerate his ignorance. She couldn't stand it. She drank a glass of water. She went to the couch and curled up into a ball and slept there. Jungkook's parents forced him into this marriage, and it was clear to her that he did not like her, but she loved him. He was a man who loved his peace. He did not like to talk much, which clearly defined why he did not have many friends. Any woman can easily fall for him, but no woman can get him easily. He was a tough man. He had his future plan of what his future wife should be and what kind of woman he needed. He had certain expectations that a woman should match his personality. But all his dreams were ruined by this marriage. Jungkook hated this marriage. He obviously did not like Payan. Whenever she talked to him, he did not understand what she was saying to him and it made him angry. He was very tired of talking to her. Even if he wanted to talk to her or say something, he had to speak loudly so that she could understand him. And sometimes he had to speak to her in sign language when she did not understand him, which really annoyed him because he did not know sign language. So he avoided talking to her completely. He hated his parents with all his heart for forcing him into this marriage. Vayan, on the other hand, was very attracted to Jungkook. She fell for him the first time she met him. She was madly in love with him. She craved his attention, but Jungkook preferred his peace. So he kept himself busy at the office as much as possible so he did not have to go home and deal with his wife. The next morning, she went to Jungkook's room and ironed her shirt and put it on the bed. Then she put his tie over the shirt, polished her shoes and placed the new socks next to the shoes. After arranging everything for Jungkook, she went to the kitchen to make breakfast. That's how her morning would start. After freshening up, she would go to Jungkook's room and prepare everything for him while he was at the gym. An hour later, Jungkook got ready for his office and came to the dining hall to eat breakfast. Vayan served the food and he ate it silently. After having breakfast, he left for the office. 2 weeks later, Jungkook went to Australia for a business meeting. He left only yesterday, but she felt like she had been away from him for a month. Sorry, madam, I cannot let you in. No one is allowed inside until Sar comes back. You have to leave now and come back after 2 days as Sar will come back on Friday. Jisoo, Vayan's best friend, came to meet her, but the guard would not let her in. You don't need to doubt me. I'm Vayan's best friend. Please let me in. This is very important. I need to talk to her. Sorry, madam. If I let you in, I will lose my job. God, what should I do now? Should I call her? But I don't know if Vayan is wearing her ear recognition, but I'll just try. Vayan was cleaning the house while listening to music, but a phone call interrupted her. She quickly went and took the call. It was a video call from her best friend Jisoo. Vayan can only communicate through video calls since she cannot speak or hear. Her face lit up when she saw Jisoo's name. Jisoo was her only best friend. She was very understanding and caring towards Vayan. Luckily, she was wearing ear recognition, so she was able to pick up her call. Vayan attended the call. Jisoo said she was waiting outside the house and the guard would not let her in, so Vayan immediately came to take Jisoo inside. Finally, Vayan talked to the guard and successfully brought Jisoo inside. Vayan asked Jisoo what was the reason for this sudden meeting, and Jisoo immediately took her phone and showed her a website which was now going viral on the internet. That really shocked Vayan. They were gossiping about Jungkook and Kim Minju, a supermodel and successful businesswoman. It was written as the very handsome and successful businessman John Jungkook and the well-known supermodel Kim Minju were spotted together on a romantic date. Tears continued to fall from Vayan's eyes. It broke her heart. She wanted it to be a bad dream, but then realization hit her. Vayan and Jungkook's marriage was a secret marriage and it wasn't revealed to the media yet. And Jungkook wasn't interested in their married life, so anything can happen. Her body shuddered at the thought of Jungkook spending time there with another woman, and here she was drowning in his thoughts. Jisoo looked at her. She started crying and her face turned red. She was so innocent. Jisoo felt so bad for her. Don't worry, Vayan. Gossip like this is normal for a successful businessman. But tell me, how is your life with Jungkook? She kept crying without saying anything. Jisoo hugged her and gently patted her head to calm her down. How's your married life? Are you both happy with each other? Is he still the same, rough and tough? Ryan broke the hug and shook her head. Then she explained everything to Jisoo, how he treated her, how he always came late at night, everything. Does he scold you? Sometimes he yelled at her, but most days he tried to keep it under control, but he never seemed interested in talking to her. Ryan, how long are you going to be like this? How are you so patient? Seriously, if I were you, I would not have kept quiet. You need to talk to him. Talk to him boldly and let him know what he is doing. You have to talk to him when he gets home, okay? Talk to him about these rumors. Tell him that you are not happy about it. Got it? She shook her head and hugged her. 2 days later, Jungkook returned from Australia. He returned home after a long journey. Ryan was so impatient to talk to him, but she had to wait for a few more hours because she knew he must be tired. The next morning, Ryan walked into Jungkook's room with a cup of coffee. She slowly walked over to him. He looked very tired. He looked at Ryan for a second and started working on his laptop. She remained silent until he spoke. I don't want coffee now. I just want peace. Can you leave now, please? He got no response. She stood like a statue. He raised his head and asked her again. Can you leave? I'm working on an important project, he said calmly, but she shook her head no. His expression changed. His dark eyes were looking at her with a warning gaze. Her body shivered. She wanted to leave, but she did not. She definitely had to talk to him today. What do you want now? He asked annoyingly. I'm not in the mood to talk to you right now. I'm already. Please don't make it worse. Get out while I say politely. And yet, Ryan did not move an inch from there, causing him to lose control. What nonsense do you have to say? Tell me quickly and leave, he said, clenching his fingers into a fist. I'm arranging the files for the meeting. I have an important meeting this afternoon. Ryan slowly placed the coffee cup on the table and opened a specific page in her diary and handed it to him. Please understand you need to answer what I'm going to ask you. Give me a closure. Tell me, do you feel anything at all for me? After reading the first few lines, he got so mad at her. Is it the time for her to ask all this? He furiously got up from the bed, grabbed her hands tightly and dragged her out of the room. But Ryan did not go with him. She freed her hands from his grip and ran over and sat on the bed. Ryan, I'm serious. Don't play with me. I don't have time. I have a very important meeting this afternoon. She shook her head and sat on the bed. She was on the verge of crying. She took the diary in her hand and asked him to read it completely in sign language. Ryan, don't test my patience. I said get out, he shouted. She was startled, but she did not leave. She showed him the diary again and asked him to read it first. You won't listen, right? I know how to deal with you. He closed the door and walked towards her while unbuckling his belt. He walked towards her furiously. Ryan was scared to see him like that. She did not know what he was going to do and was afraid that he would hit her. She immediately got off the bed and tried to hide somewhere, but her foot tripped on the table and she fell, causing coffee to spill all over his file. He grabbed her arms and pushed her against the wall before he twisted her hands behind her back and leaned closer to her face. Do you realize what you have done? He said in a loud, harsh voice. Are you stupid? You have destroyed my 2 months of hard work in an instant. He grimaced, making her flinch as he went on. First you ruined my life and now you want to ruin my business. Then what? What else is there to destroy in my life? She pressed her lips together and tried to stifle the sobs, but she failed. His mean words and rough voice hurt her deeply. He then harshly let go of her hands and went to the bed and grabbed her diary. As soon as he released her hand, she felt a sharp pain in her wrist. She looked down at her wrist, which had dark marks from his tight grip. She did not move an inch from there. She stood still, clutching her dress while he stood beside the bed with the diary in his hand. This diary is the problem here, isn't it? With that, he clutched the diary and threw it against the wall. Scared that it was going to hit her face, Vine closed her eyes and turned her face to the other side. But the diary hit the wall and fell down. It was just inches away from Vine's face, so close that she felt vibration from the wall. He walked towards her with a few long strides, closing the distance between them. She inched back, scared by the look on his face. He had never been so angry with her. She was completely shook. But she did not let the sobs come out and cried silently. She was afraid to even breathe loudly. She was scared he would hurt her. His face was too close to hers, her legs trembling. He gripped her jaw hard and made her look into his eyes. He sharply looked at the diary on the floor, then looked back into her eyes. "You wanted me to read it, right?" he asked. "I will not do it. Never. Now get the out of my room." Saying that, he sent her out of his room and slammed the door. Vian went to her room crying silently, legs shaking, lips quivering. She did not even expect this to happen. He had never been so angry with her. It was the first time she had seen this side of him. She was scared. Jungkook stormed into the office. Everyone was afraid to even greet him. He was so angry. He looked like he wanted to someone. He was so frustrated. He felt like destroying everything around him. His head ached as if it would explode at any moment. Jungkook anticipated this project with the company he had collaborated with. Business was something he valued the most and never prayed about it. Now it was ruined. The project file, his hard work, and upcoming deal, everything was ruined. Slamming his hand on the desk, he picked up his phone and called his PA. "Good morning. Cancel today's appointment," he roared as she picked up the call. "But sir," he ended the call before she could say anything. After he ended the call, she called Jungkook's best friend Taehyung and told everything. Why is he doing this? I know how excited he was about this collaboration with Mr. Kim. But what happened to him all of a sudden? Something must be wrong, or he would not do this. I must go and meet him. Hello, buddy. Taehyung walked into Jungkook's office with a smile, but he noticed that something was wrong with Jungkook. "Jungkook, what happened? I fought with Vian, and I don't feel good about it." "Tell me what happened first. How did the fight begin?" "I was checking files for the meeting and suddenly she came to my room with coffee. I told her I don't want coffee. I'm working on an important project. Please leave." But she did not leave. She wanted me to read her diary. I thought it must be something very important. But as I read, she asked me if I felt something for her or not. I got angry because it was not the time to ask that. She could have waited till evening. I told her I have an important work, but she was so stubborn. She wanted me to read it completely. Then she tripped over the table and spilled coffee all over my file. I lost my patience and said some harsh and unkind things to her, which I regret. I was very harsh with her. She must be crying a lot. I cannot concentrate on anything right now. Only her thoughts are running in my mind. It all happened because of you, because you never tried to talk to her and you never tried to understand what she was feeling. She was patient all the time, but today she decided to ask you because she must have been so hurt about it that she wanted to make it clear. She wanted to know about your feelings for her. Jungkook, you should have at least read the diary completely. It would not have taken you more than 10 minutes, or you should have made her understand that you will read the diary. scared. She thought these rumors must be true. That's why she wanted to clarify everything. But he made it worse. This marriage was one he hated the most because he was forced into it, and he hated his parents for making his life miserable. But he took all his anger out on the wrong person. She was so innocent and pure. She did not deserve this hatred, but he was a fool to understand it too late. From the day he married her, she did everything as a wife, but as a husband, he never failed to bring tears to her eyes. He should be very grateful to her for all she has done. Instead, he only gave her hardships. She wanted his attention, she craved his love, but he did not care to show her any love at all. He did not know what to do now, how to bring her back, and how to even apologize to her. But he had to do something. He could not let her go easily. He was ready to take the punishment she would give him, but he would not let her go. He calmed down and called Wayne's mom. Mom, what Wayne is doing? What? Wayne? She didn't come here. He became upset. Oh, sorry, Mom. Actually, she said she will come to see you today, but I said I will take her another day as we have to attend a party today. But I forgot and called you. Oh, okay, son. Actually, I called Ryan this afternoon, but her phone was switched off. Is she okay? Yes, Mom, she's fine. Don't worry. She must be sleeping. Okay, son. Take care. Then she entered the call. Jungkook became very nervous. He did not know where she went. The only place she could go was her parents' house. But if she wasn't there, then where did she go? Pushing his thoughts aside, he rushed to his car. Ryan sat in the quad, completely broken. Her heart ached. She did not want to go home. She did not want to talk to anyone. She just wanted to spend some time alone. She just needed some peace. No matter how hard she tried, those thoughts never left her mind. The way he yelled at her, all the words he said to her stuck in her head. He did not hesitate to hurt her, did he? The way he treated her today made her realize that he did not care about her, because if he cared, he would have tolerated her and read the diary first. She wiped the tears hard with her hands. She hated being weak, and no matter how hard she tried, she could not stop the tears, and it made her cry even more, because she should not be crying. She should be strong, but she cannot control herself. While she was still drowned in her melancholic thought, she felt someone's presence near her. She turned to see who it was, and her gaze fell on a young man standing next to her bench. He wore casual clothes and had a face very cheerful. He smiled at her softly and appeared even more approachable when he extended his hand for a handshake. Knowing he was a stranger, Wayne ignored him and turned to the other side of the bench. "Oh, I'm sorry, did I make you uncomfortable?" he asked politely. His voice was so soft. Ryan stayed motionless, not giving him another glance. Even if he seemed friendly and decent, she should not be talking to a random stranger in a park, right? Seems like you need your space. He cleared his throat. Well, pardon me for being this way, but I can't see a pretty girl crying consistently sitting alone. Again, Ryan did not react to him and just wiped her tears away. He laughed slightly and sat next to her. To be honest, he did not give her bad vibes. "My name is Jimin. May I know your name?" he asked politely. She shook her head and motioned him to leave. "Sorry if I bothered you. I have been watching you for a while. You were crying a lot. If you need someone you can talk to, you know, sometimes stranger can be the best option." She moved to look at him as he said that. "You don't know me, I don't know you. You need someone you can talk to, and I also will feel better after helping. Because right now, if I went home thinking I saw someone crying alone and I did not even ask, I will feel bad." He made a pretty face, and the way he talked was so sweet and polite. He seemed a good person. Maybe she was being paranoid. Not everyone is bad. "So, if you don't feel comfortable telling your name, you can just tell me how was your day." Ryan pressed her lips together as he waited for her to speak. Then she told him in sign language she can't speak and her day wasn't that good either. His gaze softened and he appeared even more nice. A light smile touched his lips. So, which one is the biggest problem for your tears? You can't speak or your day wasn't good. She clicked her tongue and told him neither in sign language. He smiled in awe, as if he was talking to a kid. Ryan did not feel like he was a stranger. His energy was positive and cheerful. The more he talked, the more she forgot what she was crying about. She told him about her, and so did he. Jimin tried to be funny, but he was very lame. Yet, she couldn't stop laughing at his jokes. Jungkook drove all over the city, but Ryan was nowhere. She couldn't leave the city alone. He knew that, so he assured himself he would find her. Hours passed by and Jungkook was still driving. Passing by a road, his gaze fell on two people sitting on the bench. He stopped the car immensely. The girl's frame appeared a lot like Ryan, but since there was a man sitting with her, he thought it would not be Ryan. He let out an exasperated sigh and thought to check it once. He wanted to make sure if she was Ryan when he parked his car and opened the door and went towards the small park. Once he got closer, his pupils dilated as he found out it actually was Ryan. But who was that unknown man? On the one hand, he was relieved that he had finally found her, but on the other hand, he felt raged seeing her with another man. He looked decent, and the way he talked to her, it seemed like they had known each other. But Jungkook knew everyone Ryan had known. He couldn't recognize this man. One thing about the stranger, he was very funny. Now Ryan did not know if he was trying to make her laugh or was he generally this hilarious. All she knew, she was laughing hard. He told another lame joke and this time Ryan started laughing harder. And that was it. Jimin was lost in her smile, her doughy eyes twinkling. She was so adorable. He wondered how anyone could hurt her. Jungkook watched them and he felt a wave of jealousy mixed with anger. He clenched his fist. He hated the way that man looked at her and the way she was laughing on something he said. He then looked at her eyes. They were swollen. Her nose was red. Her face was pale. She must have been crying a lot and he, like always, wasn't there to comfort her. He cursed himself for everything he had done to her. He should be the one making her laugh right now after hurting her so terribly, but it was someone else. However, whosoever it was and whatsoever it was, he knew just by looking at that smile of hers, he was in love. His chest fell in a deep sigh. She was made to be loved. How could he not realize it sooner? Probably because he was blinded by the hate he felt towards his parents for this marriage, that he never even allowed himself to look at her. But now, when he looked at her, she appeared so beautiful, he couldn't take his eyes off her. He had only brought tears to her eyes. He was so ungrateful while he had her. He never valued her. He was such a for this. He would do anything but he would not let her go. She was his wife. Ice cream? Do you like to eat ice cream? She shook her head with a smile. Jimin extended his hand. Ryan was about to hold his hand, but before she could, Jungkook stepped in front of her. She was slightly shocked to see him, but she did not react much. She held Jimin's hand regardless of the situation. Jungkook's face was contorted with rage. He walked closer to her while his hands clenched into fists. "Excuse me, can you move aside, please? You are blocking our way." Ignoring Jimin, he walked over to Ryan and grabbed her wrist, but she jerked his hand away and inched back. Jimin got in front of Ryan and pushed her behind him. Who are you? What do you want? Jungkook furiously glared at him with a warning look on his face as he grabbed Ryan's hand again. Let's go home. But she pushed his hand away again and stood still. Hey, stop forcing her. Tell me who you are, or I'll call the police. Both looked at each other with fire in their eyes. A wicked grin appeared on Jungkook's lips as he aggressively shoved Jimin away and fixed his collar. Sure, call the police. Let's see who goes to the jail because I'm her husband. And you? Saying this, he went and grabbed Ryan's hand, but this time Jimin grabbed Ryan with him, making Jungkook even more angry. I don't trust you. She's not comfortable with you. Can't you see? How can you be her husband? Stop forcing her or I'll call the police for sure. Stop getting in my way if you want to live in peace or I'll send you to hell. He pushed Jimin against the car and was about to punch him on the face, but Ryan grabbed his arm and stopped him. Don't be violent. I will come with you, she said in sign language. She was afraid that Jungkook would hurt Jimin. She then went over to Jimin and gave him a small hug. She blamed herself for putting him through all this. Thanks for everything. I really enjoyed talking with you. We will meet again one day, she said in sign language. He looked at her worriedly and asked, Is he really your husband? She nodded with a weak smile, knowing that he went silent. Ryan waved her hand goodbye while he watched her disappearing figure with a heavy heart. She was so innocent. All he wanted was a fair life for her. Jungkook opened the car door for her. She got in and sat quietly facing the window. He did not dare to talk to her. The entire drive was silent, but only he knows how many times he thanked God for returning her safely to him. After a long drive, they reached home. Ryan got out of the car and walked straight to the door while Jungkook hurriedly locked his car. Why is she so fast? She has already gone to the door. And what if she goes and locks herself in her room? No way, I have to talk to her. Then he ran fast to catch up with her. Meanwhile, she just stood there because she did not have the keys, so she waited for Jungkook to come. She felt some vibration from the floor, so she turned around in confusion, but her breath stopped for a second. He did not expect Ryan to be waiting at the door, but unexpectedly Ryan was waiting there. His eyes widened as he tried to stop himself, but he couldn't. He lost control and crashed into her. Ryan's body hit the door with force as Jungkook placed his palm on the back of her head and wrapped his other arm around her tiny waist. Luckily, she wasn't hurt anywhere as Jungkook protected her with his muscular arms. She opened her eyes wide and blinked a few times in shock. They stood like that for a few seconds. Both of their heartbeats quickened. Her skin was so soft. Jungkook held her as if she was a child. He leaned in slightly and sniffed her scent. She smelled of vanilla. But he couldn't smell her for long as she pushed him away. I'm sorry, he said, looking into her eyes, but she avoided looking into his eyes. She was blushing. Yes, he noticed it. He smiled at her cute behavior. Then he opened the door and took her inside. After coming in, Ryan walked straight to her room, but Jungkook pulled her back by her wrist. She looked at him confused, but he gently led her into his room. He stopped her in the middle of the room and looked her in the eyes. Ryan felt a bit nervous at his sudden change in behavior. She felt his eyes on her, but she did not look at him. She lowered her head and stood facing the floor. Ryan, he called softly. She did not raise her head yet because she felt so nervous. He had never behaved like this before. It was the first time he had called her name so softly. Getting no response from her, he slowly inched closer and hugged her gently. She was surprised. Her heart started throbbing crazily. Her legs trembled. Her body froze. Her mind went blank. She stood like a doll in his hold. Ryan, I'm sorry. I have been a bad husband. She gulped as she waited for him to continue. I know my sorry can't fix anything. It can't fix what you went through. What I did to you is unforgivable. I have no right to apologize to you, but his grip tightened around her waist. I'm truly sorry for what I have done to you. Then he broke the hug and took her hand in his. I was blinded by my hatred towards my parents for this forced marriage, and instead of showing it to them, I took my anger out on you. He was truly regretting. She can feel the guilt in his eyes. I was so stupid to think that I could get justice by hurting you. But as days went by, I realized what I was doing to you. I felt so guilty whenever I saw you doing so much for me, but in return, I only caused you heartache. I only gave you trouble. I felt so bad for you because you deserve someone better. His eyes shone concern for her. It held many emotions. That's why I tried to stay away from you. After that, I decided to return home late and leave early to avoid you because I knew if I talked to you, I might hurt you, say something mean, and I did not want to do that because I know it's never your fault. But I don't believe in my anger issues. That's why I did not let you get close to me. She looked at him without taking her eyes off him. So, did he really care for her? His eyes said it. But what if he did it out of pity, she thought. I really regret what I did today. I did not read the diary at that time because I had a very important meeting today and I was already very stressed about the meeting because it was a very good deal and I did not know if it will go well or not. I did not have much time left for the meeting. I was checking all the files and arranging everything for the meeting, but you suddenly came and ruined my important file. She kept her eyes on him as he continued. I got out of control and behaved very harshly. I'm truly sorry for hurting you. It was not intentional. I was very stressed at that time. Yes, it was true because she had never seen him so angry and he had never scolded her. He raised his voice at her very few times, but most of the time he always tolerated her. He wasn't that bad. The only thing he did was always avoid her, but today she got the reason why because he was afraid he would hurt her. She also remembered those days when she used to eat dinner with him. As long as she did not try to talk to him, the days always went smoothly. But the days she tried to talk to him, somehow it always ended in an argument. Then he stopped eating with her and started eating dinner in his room. When she thought about it, she could relate to what he said. He regrets what he did. That's fine. But what about that model? Isn't that news true? So, are you not with that model? She asked in sign language. He did not understand what she was asking. So she went and grabbed a note to write. She showed it to Jungkook, then he remembered it. That is just a rumor, nothing is true. I have nothing to do with that model. Don't believe anything you see on the internet. Not knowing how to react to that, she lowered her gaze while Jungkook moved closer to her. You might think me that way because I was behaving like that to you. But trust me, Vayan, I never lied my eyes on any woman. He held her chin and made her look into his eyes. I know you are angry with me. That's fine, I accept it. But is there any chance for me to get your forgiveness? He looked deep into her eyes, searching to see if she had the same feelings he had seen before. She opened the note to write while he waited patiently to read it. I can't trust you right now. It seems to me you are doing it out of pity because you have never shown me any kind of love or affection, but now all of a sudden you are saying this. His face tensed as he read it. Seeing him upset, she wrote something again. Maybe I misunderstood you at some point, but once you realized that you were wrong and hurting me, you could have talked to me at least once instead of walking away from me. He shook his head before saying, I know, I should have talked to you. I'm sorry, I truly regret it now. I'll be a good husband from now on, he said with guilt. All this was completely sudden for her, but she had no reason to doubt him. She knew he wasn't lying. She knew him at least that much. He would never lie. He did not have to. There was nothing to doubt because if he did not feel anything for her, he would not have come looking for her and now asking for one chance. And even if she would try to become a little cruel and turn him down, she couldn't do it because she loved him. He did care about her and it was so evident. She could never hurt him because she loved him. I will forgive you because I value your feelings. He smiled as he pulled her into a tight hug. Thanks for giving me a chance, Ryan. Trust me, I will be a good husband. He held her tightly as he sobbed in the feeling. Then Ryan broke the hug and looked at him. What happened? Then she wrote something on the note. Did the meeting go well? No, I lost the deal. She felt bad that this happened because of her. If she had listened to him and left as soon as he told her, nothing would have happened. I'm sorry, she said in sign language. As soon as the words slipped out of her mouth, he cupped her cheeks and looked at her with a soft smile. No, don't be sorry. I'm glad that happened and I realized how much I care about you. More than any deal, any business or anything in this world. You mean everything to me. As he said this, she placed her palms on his hands and smiled softly at him. Her little action drove him crazy, his heart pounding crazily in his chest. After a few seconds, he released her as he wanted to ask her something. Why, may I know who you were talking to in the park? I was pissed when I saw you with that man in the park. She blushed when he said that. I believe you, but I never seen him before and you seem to be very close to him. Who was he? He asked very politely as he did not want to make her uncomfortable. But as soon as the question left his mouth, Ryan quickly shook her head no. She took the note from the table and wrote a quick note for him. He was a very nice man but a stranger I met there. He saw me crying so he wanted to hear my problems. He then realized that Ryan just needed someone to comfort her at that moment. He felt bad for causing her trouble, making her go through all this pain. He then grabbed her waist and pulled her to him. I won't let you go away from me ever again. Saying this, he placed a long on her forehead and held her tightly in his arms. It all felt like a dream to her, being in his arms, him hugging her. She was overwhelmed by these feelings. She smiled softly as he stroked her back gently. She tightened her grip on his shoulders and rested her head on his chest, quietly listening to his heartbeat. She felt safe in his embrace. Ryan lied next to Jungkook. At first, she did not agree to sleep in his room, but he took her to his room anyway. She was sleeping peacefully while Jungkook couldn't take his eyes off her. She was the goddess of beauty. How could he not notice this? She was very soft, carrying a wonderful soul. She did not deserve any of the hardships she went through. He felt bad. Pulling her closer to him, he gently placed his lips on her left eye. You are my beautiful wife, he whispered softly. Then he slowly pulled away and placed his lips on her right eye. I will always love you. Then coming down her eyes, he placed it on her right cheek. You are my everything. He then leaned to the other side and placed it on her left cheek. I won't let you go away from me ever again.